We are Evolving Us, and this is London.
This is London!
We left Scotland on a train.
Good morning!
What's up?
We were on the train to London, and I'm so excited because I've never been on a train like this one before. And we're gonna go live in a church.
Yeah, that's gonna be really
And I love trains. A, because they're so much easier to get on. There's not all this security, and it's just so fun. I've always wanted to ride a train. And in Canada, it's not so easy to ride trains. So we took the train, then we took the tube, and then we took the overground train, which we had our fill of trains that day. And we ended up in Hackney Wick. And you get off the train, and it's like, oh my gosh, where are we? From floor to ceiling, these huge buildings. Every building is graffitied from top to bottom. And I'm feeling really insecure and just not sure about where we are. It's kind of late afternoon. And we're just waltzing down the streets with all our kids and all our luggage, and we just stand out like a sore thumb trying to find our place until we roll up and we're like, oh my gosh. And there's this huge tower that's attached to this church that's been converted into an Airbnb. And we're like, oh my gosh, this is our home. It was ridiculous. This is where we are staying in this church.
When you walk into the house, you just see a bunch of brick walls, and it's so beautiful. And there's this big kitchen, and then you go down into the living room, and it's got this giant, curves almost, curves of
Archway.
yeah, archway curves of brick. And then we played hide and go seek one of the days, and my dad, he hid on the very top floor, and so we're all scared to go up there. And then finally someone goes up there, and Dad starts playing this creepy clown music.
Well, first we get up there, and he has the chairs, they're all normally there's a couple tables and chairs, and they're all
On the rooftop patio, right?
yeah, on the rooftop, and it's really high up, and you can see a portion of Hackney Wick. Anyways, so we go up there, and I open the door, and all these chairs are stacked on top of the tables. And we knew it was him, but I knew he was gonna scare us. So we ran back down the stairs, and then Mom was not coming. So we went up again. I rushed through the door and run to the other side because I was assuming that he was right beside it. And so he started playing clown music, and Ellie was crying because she was a little bit afraid. So it was so funny.
And then Lexi locked the door up there, and I thought he was gonna die.
And it was it's too cold up there. He's gonna die.
What was your favorite part?
Probably saying out at the top when it's all nice and you get to see all the lights. That was pretty.
Looking over the city?
Mm-hmm. And also the small stairs.
Stairs?
Small stairs.
Can you tell them about the small stairs?
So everyone had to duck down, but I was the littlest one, so I only had to walk down normal stairs. Or not.
And they were what? Were they just straight stairs?
No, they were curved.
Yeah.
I went all around to the top.
Super narrow.
Yeah, there was how many stairs?
So many.
So we definitely got our exercise in that house.
Yeah, we
Yes.
did.
Buzzing cars stand waiting.
We went out to see the city, and we just noticed that we were walking right beside Queen's Palace of England. And I still think that our house was better than the castle.
Yeah, I loved our house because it was just like, do we actually, like, are we actually living in here?
Yeah, it was nice because in Scotland we were staying in an apartment, so it was a really beautiful apartment. But for six
Really
of us, it was
small.
it's a little bit small, and so we went to like this castle basically, and there was like 7 floors, so we were all dispersed throughout the house, and we just had so much space to like explore and also just be.
And it felt like you were living in a castle.
Yeah, and we did, me, Ellie, and Mikkel did a 24-hour challenge where we stayed in the second top room. And it was like windows all along. And then there was like a little upstairs where I slept. And then like Kel and Ellie slept on the bottom area. And we did 24 hours of staying in that room and 24 hours of cereal, which was awesome.
Julia stole what I was gonna say.
It doesn't matter. Just say it out loud anyways.
Julia stole what I was gonna say.
So while the kids were doing their 24-hour challenge, we left and we went to go see Shakespeare, like a Shakespeare play, because I had to do it for school. So I was researching and I found this amazing theater called Shakespeare's Globe.
Yeah.
Shakespeare's Globe, and it is absolutely amazing. So the top of it is all open, like so open to the air, but then there's this round part around the entire thing where there's like seats that go up, but it was built in the, you did some research on
what
it.
was it?
It was like in the
It was like
1800s, but it got
before
like
then.
yeah,
Yeah.
1700s, but it got like destroyed and then built again. So
Yeah.
it was always like a theater. It was so cool. So we got tickets, but the tickets there's the whole bottom floor is just on the ground, and so the tickets for that were like $5. So
Like standing only.
£5. Sorry.
Right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
standing,
standing
only.
only.
Which I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know
I
if I can be able to
know.
stand for 3 hours straight.
Yeah, it's 3 hours. It was so long. Anyway, so we came in and we were actually quite close to the front, I'd say. But there was
Mm-hmm. Really
these
close.
people in front of us. They were so funny. They must do this quite often because it's so cheap and it's absolutely amazing. The performance was one of the best plays I've ever seen, actually. Then these people in front of us, they like brought like these little like foldable chairs and like snacks and popcorn and blankets.
Yeah.
And so they didn't want to pay to get the seats above, so they just brought everything for the front. And then once the play started, they like lifted their chairs up. But
It was awesome. And like, it was so close, and there's no like microphones or anything, so people were having to really project their voices.
Yeah.
And we were so close, but this couple just to the right of us was really close to the stage, and it got like totally spat on because the actor was like really in his role, and it just was like all of a sudden she's like, oh my gosh,
spat on because they don't have
but it was so amazing to be
Yeah.
at that show. Like I could have gone there like almost every day. I loved it. I don't even really particularly think I would like that kind of a thing. And then Shakespeare, and then we
I'd
went.
go every week if I lived anywhere near London.
Yeah.
I'd be there every week.
It was
was amazing.
amazing. And it was like kind of raining too, so it was like you were getting wet and
From Spit.
from spit and rain. But yeah, it was beautiful. We saw Othello, which I've never even necessarily knew the storyline or anything, but it was just amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really good. So after Othello, we had to walk back to our castle, I guess. Anyway, so we're like walking back, and we have to go through the tube, but it's like 4 or 5 stops in order to get to Hackney Wick. So we get onto the train, and it's rush hour, and the train stops at our station, and it's full. The entire compartment is completely full of people.
Not just that one, all of
Them, like every single one of them. We're like, oh, I guess we're not getting on this one. And it's completely full. People are still trying to push
Like sardined
themselves.
in.
Yeah, like I've never seen
like
this
people are
many
holding
people.
and they're like squeezing their butt cheeks, like I can get in.
like, I can do it. So these people are like trying to push more people further into the train so they can get in. And these people aren't like moving. They're like, no, I'm here. Like I'm not gonna move. But it was full. So we like wait for the next train. The next train comes. It's completely full again, and people are still pushing in. And this one guy was so funny. He had like a bag, and he like grabs it, puts it on top of his head, and comes into the train and like pushes people forward. And like the door is literally closing on his stomach. He's like pulling his stomach in, so it's not closing on him.
Suck it in.
That train goes. Another train comes. It's completely full. So
It starts to get comical.
Mom and Dad are like.
I'm
kind of-
frustrated.
Yeah, he's mad. Like he's like, I want to go home. Like it's cold, it's raining, and like I just want to get back. And so they're kind of annoyed, and I just start laughing because I'm like, I've never seen people try to get into a train when it's completely full and they're doing like the dumbest things ever. So then it turns out that it took us 13 trains before, like full trains, before we were actually able to
And
get
even
on.
then, you're like, okay, guys, let's go. We're like,
I know. We were like,
There was room for one, and all three of us got on.
yeah, Dad was like, we're making this one. We got this. And there's
I
like
was
this-
done.
Yeah.
I'm like finished. I'm gonna go rent a car.
I was laughing so
drive
hard.
around this country 3 times by the time you get back on the tube.
It took so long, but it was just that one station. The next station, there was like no one there, and everyone got off. So it was just like, it took us so long. It took us like 45 to an hour.
oh yeah, at least.
which
Yeah.
should have been 5 to 7 minutes.
Oh,
Yeah, to get on. And like the guy beside us, we like ran on, and he was like, have fun, you guys. Good luck. We're like, hopefully you get on soon. But yeah.
So, we find out that there is a Warner Bros. Studio in London, 'cause that's where they shot all the Harry Potter movies. And they're booked 3 months in advance at all times. He told me that we couldn't go because it would cost way too much to buy tickets off someone, because it's like $100 and something for a ticket. And tells me to go with him to go get some camera gear just to get out of the house. And we're walking for a couple hours, and then we get on this big like bus, and it's like a double-decker bus, but it had like pictures of like spiders and stuff on it. And so we get on, and then I didn't want to ask him because I know he felt bad that we couldn't go. I didn't want to ask him like, are we going there? And then he'd be like, no, I told you we're not going to go. So we drive up, and then there's this giant like paper thing that says Harry Potter Warner Bros. Studios tour. And then we walk in, and then he gets the tickets and stuff like that, and then it was really a big surprise. And another big surprise is that we thought we lost our tickets right before we get into like the tour. Dad gets his coffee, and he's like,
I didn't know that.
"Where's our tickets?" And I was like, "I thought you had them." I was like, "I gave them to you." I was like, "No, I gave them to you back." And he's like, "Where are our tickets?" So he starts checking all his pockets and everything like that, and then I'm like, I start asking people. I'm like, "Did you see any tickets on the floor at all?"
Oh my gosh, Mikkel.
I
Of
said-
course you would.
I was so.
He's probably like the reddest purple. Hey, have you seen any spare tickets on the ground?
Tickets on the floor? No.
Did you just happen to walk by any? Oh, you're funny guy.
And then so like we're like,
He's looking in the garbage.
because Dad threw papers in the garbage for some reason. Like threw like a receipt or something like that. So I'm like trying
He's
to
like rummaging in the garbage, like, oh, it's
Some
not in
homeless
here.
kids trying to get bottles.
And so Dad, he's like, oh, reaches into his like nipple pocket.
Nipple pocket.
Is that what it's called?
It's called a chest
Oh my god.
and a chest pocket. Oh, there happens to be a nipple hiding behind there, but generally not referred to as a nipple pocket
Nipple pocket.
until now. All future references to chest pockets are now nipple pockets.
Oh my god.
And so he reaches into his nipple pocket and he goes, found them. And then like just like these 2 giant tickets like in his pocket. And he's like, oh, I put them there so I wouldn't forget. Turns out I forgot them there. So you come in and you see this big white screen of Harry, Ron, and Hermione. It's like a exclusive 7-minute clip that no one else gets to see. Only it plays in October and stuff like that. And so after the clip, the white screen goes up,
Yeah, it was amazing.
and then the 2 same doors that they filmed at were right there, and then everyone,
So it goes from a 2-dimensional film into a 3-dimensional set.
yeah.
And you walk through the doors into the Great Hall.
And this is actually the set that they used for 8 years. And so you walk in and they have like all these big sets, and they have all the food and
The floating candles and pumpkins. And,
Yeah.
That's so.
That's like my favorite part of all the movies. It's just like the
Great Hall?
dining room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
and then they have like costumes and
and makeup, and then it's sets from the films, like Dumbledore's office.
like wigs and
Yeah, and then there was like the Gryffindor common room,
oh yeah, that was so cool.
like all the stuff that you recognize from the films. It's all there.
and then they had like the Magic as Might big thing from
Yeah,
the probably one of the best props from the set is like just like this giant enormous thing of
the statue.
statue of this big thing on people. It was really
Yeah.
cool. And then from there you go into the Forbidden Forest. And you can already tell, so when you walk in, like it's kind of like the floor's kind of like spongy. It's kind of like you're walking on moss and twigs and stuff like that. And so these ginormous trees, and so you walk in.
You are in a forest.
Yeah, it's
Incredible.
It's a forest, and there's like what's it, like ankle deep bog.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go like under this big tree that's kind of like fallen over a little bit, and there's like roots and stuff like that. And so from there, you can always tell there's like spider webs starting to form.
Which you
around.
hate.
And you hate spiders.
Yeah, I was walking
Like
alone all of
run.
a sudden.
You hate him like run.
I was walking through this thing, and then I was standing alone because he was 100 feet back, not coming into the forest. So we persuaded you,
Yes.
and what did you find?
So you walk into this big black open space. So it's like a black ceiling. So you look up, it's just black. And then there's lightning, and then there's spiders all of a sudden. So then there's lightning and thunder and stuff like that. And this ginormous, probably 40-foot long spider just casually crawls out of.
Casually.
Well, it's pretty casual.
Really?
Not for him, but
No.
And then there's like probably 30 spiders, huge ones, like size of men.
Do they, like, come
falling
down
from
from
the
the
ceiling?
ceiling?
Yeah, like they literally fall down on top of you.
They come out from the ceiling, and then there's thunder and stuff like that. So you can't actually like you can't see them very well. Only when the thunder happens.
Yeah.
So like see like these
Yeah.
lines
It's
of
like
them.
strobe lights where you're like
Kind
not
of,
sure
yeah.
where they're gonna come.
Yeah, that was pretty scary. And so that happened several times, and then after that, I was like, "This is actually pretty cool.
It's pretty amazing.
I might need new pants." You're hacking off. You get smacked.
It's fun.
It's so fun, and they're so cool. It's different.
So from there, we walk into this huge room, and it's filled with a model of Hogwarts. And we're talking like 40 feet high and several hundred feet around. It's giant.
It's
And what exactly is Hogwarts?
the castle that it's
the school.
It's a school that.
Hogwarts
so it's
School
like
of
the huge
Witchcraft and
castle
Wizarding.
thing?
See? The model is breathtakingly beautiful. It's huge. It's the biggest model I've ever seen. It takes up an entire warehouse. And there's like two pathways around it, one low and one high. You walk all the way around this thing. We've spent, 30, 40 minutes in there?
Yeah, and it took them like a year to build that.
It was incredible. They've used it on all the films.
Yeah, they used they took a big camera and like just use it in all the films. That's why they
They have
have
the CG over top of that.
yeah, and then just the detail and the work put into that was just so cool.
Breathtaking. The lights inside light up, and it's day and night, and so all the lighting changes, and the lights turn on and off inside the thing. You can see all of, like the rivers and the forest. It's incredible.
You know, the water is like real; it moves, and
Yeah.
so cool. It was such a cool experience to be there and just be in the sets and stuff like that. And thank you. I had so much fun.
Yeah.
Thank you, J.K. Rowling.
One of the reasons we chose London at that time was I had some friends coming to do a liturgist gathering, and I can't meet them in the United States, so you take every opportunity you can to meet your friends when you can. So they were coming to London, so we said, let's plan our trip a little bit around that. So we ended up meeting up with some good friends and meeting some new friends and attending the liturgist gathering. And probably my favorite part of that was early on, they had everybody in the room sing Shalom together. They didn't give them a note or a key or anything. They just said, let's start singing Shalom.
I think it showed more so for me at least, unity between everyone, because it's hard to sometimes get a huge group of people all thinking and doing the same thing, or to be connected on a certain level. And I think that saying that word or singing it or whatever people were doing, you're all doing it at the same time, inhaling and exhaling at the same time as well. So it just was so much unity within everyone. You felt connected.
Yeah,
That's a good way of putting it.
it was refreshing. It was
Yeah.
lovely. I mean, when you're traveling like this, you're around these same people most of the time, and that occasionally you make friends with others that come in and are part of your world. But to be in a group of people that are loving, accepting, and to be back in a church setting was quite lovely for me, anyway.
Mm-hmm.
It was good to be around friends again,
Yeah.
around people that you know and faces you recognize, and it was great seeing seeing the crew.
I think that was refreshing because you leave and you don't really realize how hard it's going to be when you first leave, not see people, and then especially I think just to be around familiar faces was really, really lovely, and meet other people was great too. I think my favorite thing about London, when I think back of it, even as we talked about highlights as a family, is one of the things that I really was looking forward to doing on our trip was finding ways that we could give back to communities, whether it be like helping with gardening or helping with whatever that might be, feeding the homeless or whatever. But when you're in London, it was difficult because it's hard to really bring a family. It's much like Canada where there's paperwork and you got to sign and waivers, and to really do things to give back is a little bit difficult.
Yeah, and you have to normally be over 18 in order to volunteer or participate.
I think I emailed 20 different organizations to see if we could give back, and there was nothing for us to do. So we decided to go to the local, our little grocery store and pick up a bunch of free brochures, and we just went and handed them out. And the one thing about Hackney,
Put them on people's cars too.
We
What
did.
did you pick up?
What were they called?
Ferrero Rochers.
Oh, Ferrero
I was trying not to
Rochers.
interrupt you, but
Say
I
it.
was like, Ferrero Rochers.
Ferrero Rochers. I've never known how to say that. Oh my gosh.
It's so bad.
What did
I looked at Dad
what
and
did
I was
I
like, should I tell him?
What did I say?
It was like, Ferrero Rochers. I don't know, it's something. And I was like,
Okay.
Then do a
no one's
replay of
gonna
that.
know what that
Picked
is.
up some chocolates.
We got these cute chocolates. And we went and handed them out to people in the community.
So what we're doing round acts of kindness. So we're putting chocolates to
And
people's
some
doors.
notes.
Yeah.
And put smiley faces and some cute little notes on the doors so then they can have a nice little note to keep with their chocolate.
Hoping to spread joy around the world.
Bye!
And initially when we got to Hackney, I was so kind of nervous and insecure feeling I didn't want to go out on my own, and I just didn't feel comfortable just waltzing around because I just wasn't comfortable. I didn't know. And then when we went and did that, I was like, oh my gosh, we met the most amazing people. And we just handed it out to anyone when we met. We met this lovely,
I'll put it on
lovely
cars
guy. And he ended up giving us a print of his art piece. And that
We're saying three little birds. What
he sang a song with us. Don't worry.
about a thing, because every little thing is gonna be alright.
Yeah. Singing, don't worry about a thing. Don't you worry about a thing now. 'Cause every little thing is gonna be alright.
And we thought it was over, and then he just kept.
I know, it was really funny because we were singing it and he thought he was just gonna do it for one line, so we all joined in kind of. It was like, oh, this is kind of cute. And then he just kept going.
Like 5 lines.
And we're like, oh,
It was
okay.
a 5-minute song.
Oh
on
no,
the
it's a
side.
show.
I know.
But it was amazing, and he, one of the things I love that
He was really nice.
That he said, he held the girls' hands, and he's like, "This is beautiful that you are what you're doing." He's like, "The world needs more kindness, so spread more kindness." It was just it just made my heart so warm, and I love getting to know people in the community.
Mom absolutely loves giving back. Before we went, she's like, what can we do? We have to do a random act of kindness here. We have to. And so we went out, and she's just when she gets excited, her whole face and being lights up, and she's just like, this is amazing, huh guys? As we're walking back, and she's like, I love it here. This has been so fun. She's like, I wish we could have done this the first night, and then we'd have friends the whole time we were here. But she just gets so excited. And anyways, it was amazing. Just funny to see her light up and be like,
That's the end. That was London.
That was London. Good job, London.
Yeah.
Thumbs up.
Thanks, Hackney Wick.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
'Cause every little thing is gonna be alright. I rise up this morning, smiled at the rising sun. 3 little birds came to my doorstep, singing sweet songs of kindness pure and true, saying, this is their message to you. Singing, don't worry about a thing. Don't you worry about a thing now. 'Cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Yeah. Singing, don't worry about a thing. Don't you worry about a thing now. 'Cause every little thing is gonna be alright. I did rise up this morning and I smiled with the rising sun. 3 little birds sitting on my doorstep with their kindness. My melody is pure and true.
Enjoying the
This
evening.
is our message
Enjoying the
to you.
evening, Celine. How about you? Are you alright?
Thank you.